So when you buy a smartphone and you plan on using it for years, storage is probably the most important. So when you hear companies advertise storage options of 128 gigs, which is a lot, 256 gigs, that's a lot, 512 gigs, even 1 terabyte, man, 1 terabyte of storage on a smartphone. Man, that's a lot. Well, think about this. You're going to use this device for years, right? But something has popped up. Are these companies lying to us when it comes down to storage options? Well, yes and no. Let me explain. Sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is Eric back with another video. So are companies lying to the user? Are they lying to us when they post their storage options? Are they misrepresenting what's available to the end user? I think they are. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Let me explain. When you buy smartphones, there are differences from buying it from a carrier and buying it from the manufacturer. We call it carrier locked and unlocked, straight from the manufacturer. Well, they have manufacturers and carriers, the carriers such as AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon Wireless. They add extra apps, games, stuff like Messenger, and all kinds of other software. We call it bloatware. And most of these apps and games and stuff like that from these carriers cannot be uninstalled. So it takes a toll on your storage. So that 128 gigs that they advertise is no longer 128 gigs out of the box. That's just one point. The next point I want to point out is the system itself, which includes the operating system and device features. Now here's where the big problem comes in. This is where the big problem comes in at, because year after year, we start to see some increases in, the system options, right? Device features and stuff like that. So Samsung is probably the worst at it. The new Galaxy S23 Ultra, people has been reporting that the system is taking 60 gigs of storage, 60 gigs, and that's not including carriers, bloatware, 60 gigs from Samsung. Okay, that's a little inconsistent because I've had people send me some screenshots and say that it's almost 80 gigs used by the system, 80 gigs by itself. What makes matters worse, when you look at my Galaxy Z Fold 4, this is my Galaxy Z Fold 4, the system is taking up almost 100 gigs. Just the system itself. That's a lot. Now, even though I got the 512, still 100 gigs. Look, I got the Pixel 7 Pro here. It's taking up about 15 gigs, which is normal, right? 15 gigs. That's a Pixel. I'm reviewing the device right now that's only taking up 9.9 gigs. So is Samsung putting this much software on their devices that warrant almost 100 gigs of storage? Look, my 512 gigabyte Z Fold 4 out of the box, it's a bit over 400 gigs to boot. Man, that's a lot. So that brings me to the question, are these companies lying about storage options? No, because if you have 128 gigs, that's going to be total storage. 256 gigs total storage, 512 gigs total storage. But the user, the end user, doesn't have access to all four storage. Not a good thing to be, right? So if you buy 256 gig, a Galaxy S23 Ultra unlocked, you would get under 200 gigs to use. It's a lot, man. But if you getting it from the carrier, it's gonna be probably less than that. And that's a lot, man, especially when you got 4K video, 8K video, 200 megapixel cameras, raw capability for stills, and much more. Now the apps are much larger now, that takes up a lot of space. So even 256 gigs, if you're gonna use it for years, this is probably not enough. It's not enough, man. But if you buying a Samsung device in 2023 and you plan on keeping it for 4 to 5 years, man, you have to think about 256 gig. Look, don't even worry about 128. You can forget about that. But 256 gigs, man, a lot of people would say that's a lot. But for 4 to 5 years using it every day, constantly download apps and stuff like that, that's not a lot. I mean, would you buy the 512 or the 1 terabyte version, which is cool, but then it comes down to cost, because after pre-order is over with, everything goes regular. And you know what? A 1 terabyte is upper tiers of $1,600+, which is very expensive. Now we talking about after pre-orders here, which as of me recording this video, you only got maybe a week or maybe a few days before it's all over with. So you definitely have to take that into account. I mean, 60 and 80 or almost 100 gigs of storage taken by the system out of the box? That's a lot, man. Do you love Samsung that much to let them decrease what you have out of the box to give you that good experience? Is this a bigger problem? I mean, does Samsung need to minimize the features on their devices? I mean, God, 100 gigs? It's a lot. I mean, do you want Samsung to take all that storage to give you that Samsung experience? Look, I do understand Samsung got exclusive software such as Samsung DeX, wireless DeX, S Pen software, more. Man, they got a lot going on with Samsung devices. But are you okay with Samsung increasing the software year over year after year after year, taking up your storage to deliver the Samsung experience? It's a lot. Let me know down in the comments below. Are you okay with Samsung taking up on your phone 100 gigs just to give you that experience? The Z Fold 4 is using almost 100 gigs, 98 gigs of storage is being used by the system on my Galaxy Z Fold 4. It's almost 100 gigs. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. But if you want to see more cool videos of my Samsung videos, I got a playlist right here. Click it right here and check out all the cool videos. This is Eric. See you guys on the next video. Peace.